lashes and crease. Okay, up next, let's do primer, I guess. This is also nothing new to anyone. I feel like if you've watched any video, any get ready with me I've ever made, this has been in it. This is the e.l.f. Matte Putty Primer. I'm almost out of this one currently. I think this is the second or third jar. I usually complain about e.l.f. because I feel like their products are on the less expensive side because you're not getting a lot of product, so you're not paying a lot of money for not a lot of product. But this primer is definitely an exception to that rule. There's a lot in here, and it's a nice primer. It's not silicone-y, it's just kind of like you rub it into the skin, and it's nice, and it's there, and it does blur your pores. This has never broken me out. I use other primers. I usually use 2 primers if you've watched my videos, but this one is always in my makeup routine. I've actually never tried the regular putty primer. I've just always used the matte one, but I love a matte primer because I'm on the oilier side. So yeah, matte putty primer. There's a reason that it's so popular. E.L.F. And again, for an e.l.f. product, you get so much. Like, this thing is always full. So I feel like you can also, there's so much in here. You can apply it liberally and not feel like, oh, I'm gonna go through this so fast, if you know what I'm saying. Up next, I picked up foundation. So for the last year or so, this foundation has been my holy grail foundation. Recently this has changed, but throughout 2021, this was the foundation I was using. So this is the Too Faced Born This Way Matte Foundation. I've talked about this before. I'm not a huge fan of the owner of Too Faced. He's a little, dare I say Too Faced? It's just, I don't particularly love the way he conducts himself and stuff, but the products are good, and I'm just so conflicted about it. I hate myself for it. I have a couple more Too Faced products in this video, but so good. And I remember when the regular Born This Way foundation came out, people were in love, but it was more of a dewy foundation, and I cannot put a dewy foundation on. It is not good. It slips off of my face. It breaks up so fast. I can't do it. I cannot do it. I need to use a matte foundation. I wish I could do the Dewy Queen thing because I feel like I would be good at doing it, but I can't. Anyway, I was so excited when this came out because I wanted to try it, and it's so good. And it lasts quite a while. I have 2 shades. I have light beige and I have pearl. I have 2 shades. And I've never had to repurchase in the year or so that I've been using them. I genuinely mix my foundations, but first of all, it smells so good. The packaging is also, for Too Faced, I think this is really cute. Sometimes their stuff can be kind of tacky, but like that's their brand. It's on purpose. This bronzer is just the best bronzer I've ever used. I need to buy another one. So I saved this for important events where I want to have like a good bronzer. Like I want to use my best products. This is what this is being saved for, because I'm currently not buying makeup that I have a lot of. So I want to use stuff up, so I'm going to use up my other bronzers, and when I use those up, I'll buy another one of these, or if the chance comes, it comes on sale or something like that, I'll grab it. But this is my favorite. The color is really good, but you can also get like the dark chocolate soleil. I think there's like a couple other ones. I'm not even sure what a soleil is, because every time I try to type it somewhere, the spelling's wrong, but I know it's right. It blends like a dream. It blends out so easily. It's so, Anastasia Contour Kit. I still have it, but at least I did. I had it back there somewhere. I started using this, and I like it. It's yellow, but it's not. It's like a pretty universal shade. I feel like it's a pretty good universal shade. So I've used this quite frequently. It's also really easy to travel with because it's just a little compact instead of this giant thing. Like this together is smaller than one contour like palette, if that makes sense. So there's that. Let's move on to highlighter. I feel like I still have so much to go through. Okay, so this is the Benefit Cookie Highlighter. This is so stunning. It's a gold color. I really love Benefit's products in these little boxes. But I'll swatch it on the back of my hand, maybe. So it's just right there. I don't know how to explain it. This is just really, really blinding. It's stunning. That's basically it. I grab for this frequently. Yeah, this has been like my favorite highlighter this year. And my other favorite highlighter this year is the Revlon Skin Lights in the shade Daybreak Glimmer. Actually got this as a gift from a subscriber, and it's been so amazing. So this is also a gold. I love gold highlighters. I use this so much. Swatch it over here. So it's just there. Sorry, I'm flipping out off. Let me tell you what I love about this highlighter. It is blinding, but it melts into the skin. Like it doesn't leave like a stripe or anything like that. It's just shimmery. It's so stunning, and it's Revlon. I have Jouer highlighters. I have like so many highlighters that are more expensive than this, and this is so good. This is one of the best highlighters I have ever used. If you're light skinned, you need to go grab this. I don't know if they have other shades. This is called a Prismatic Highlighter, and I feel like prismatic is like a pretty good word. It's a good word to describe it. This is just stunning, and I'm obsessed, specifically obsessed with the way it looks on the tip of the nose. I love to apply it with my finger on the nose and in the inner corner, and it shines so beautifully. I love it. Okay, let's go into blush. I have been loving the NYX Sweet Cheeks matte blushes. I have two other shades. This one specifically in the shade Citron Rose, but I have two other shades, and just these blushes in general have been my favorite. I love them. I have different shades depending on the time of year. They're really nice and pigmented. They stay pretty long, and they blend super easy on the face. You just pop them on. They work really well. And I like the shades that they've chosen. They match like a genuine blush pretty well. So I can't get enough of these, and they're NYX, so they're not that expensive. The packaging isn't that great, but these blushes I've been using all year, and I can't get enough. If you haven't gone out and got one of these yet because of me, do it now. And then the other blush that I'm popping in this favorites video is from ColourPop. Sorry if we're going kind of fast. I still have so much in front of me. So this is the Super Shock Cheek Matte in Thanks for the Memories. because it is a bit darker, but I like a dark blush, and I do feel as if this is very like my color of blush, like it's perfect for me. I like more of these reddier undertoned blushes, and this one's stunning. I love it. It also blends relatively easily, but again, I don't love that it gets all crusty because of this Super Shock formula, but that's not a big deal. I still love the blush. So we're gonna pop into my favorite eyeshadow palette. And I wish it was different, but it's not. Okay. This has definitely been my favorite this year. This is the Kaja Beauty Bento in Chocolate Dahlia. I can't explain to y'all how obsessed I am with this. I actually have it on the eyes today. First of all, this first shade is the prettiest eyeshadow in the existence of eyeshadows. If you have been on the fence about these little beauty bentos from Kaja, don't be. The formula is stunning, specifically their shimmers. The shimmer in them is so like duo-chromed and small. It's not thick and chunky, like it's so stunning. I have this shade just on my eyelids, and this is my go-to. Weddings, this shade. Birthdays, this shade. This is so stunning. Okay, and then this also super easy to pop this on the eye. It's a nice cool brown, but it's not too cool, it's not too taupey. Love this, use this a lot. And then I really like this dark brown. This is much warmer than it looks. It looks pretty cool, but it's not. Anyways, I love this. These two are very similar things. I love them for the similar reasons. I would definitely say I was using this on the eyes before I was using the Melt Stack, but same thing, especially like if I'm just going away for the weekend, going to a wedding, I love to throw this in the bag because it's so small, and these are the shades that I really need for like that kind of a look, because I'm probably not gonna wear bright orange by green eyeshadow to a fancy event. I love this. I love the formula. The best eyeshadow in the existence. It's stunning. Stunning. Like I don't have more words to describe it. Okay, more eye products. These are kind of random, not really, but for eyeliner, I wasn't really into eyeliner until I got these as a gift as well. Every time I say that someone gifted me something, I want to bawl my eyes out, but these are the Pixie by Petra Endless Silky Eye Pens. This brown one's in Black Caviar. It's more of a really dark brown with a bit of a shimmer in it, and then this one's just in the shade Nude. I use this one obviously more, but they're very creamy. I used to use black eyeliner in high school, like black cool ones. I used to use this one that was like from Maybelline. It was like this green color. Anyways, out of all the eyeliners I've used, they stay in the waterline. They don't get like nasty crusties in your inner corner, even though I do know my eyeliner bled a little bit. I don't want to talk about it. These are just really nice, creamy, pigmented. They stay in the waterline, and they're from Pixie, so they're like relatively affordable. So I loved these all year. In terms of eyelash glue, y'all know I used to use the Sephora black eyelash glue almost all year. It great for my eyelashes, and it's also very easy to pick out, so then you don't have like glue in your lashes for days, even if you've only been wearing mascara. This stuff is so good. It's Korean. It's made in Korea, I believe. Country of origin Korea, so that explains why it's so good. K-Beauty knows where it's at with certain products, especially eyelash glue. So if you're in the market for an eyelash glue, I highly recommend this. You get a lot as well. It doesn't smell great, but it's eyelash glue. Okay, for eyebrows, this duo right here. I went through some other things in the beginning of the year, but this is great. This is the ABH Brow Pen in medium brown. I was using the Urban Decay Brow Blade. Is that what it is? Yeah, the Brow Blade. There's a couple different names for like a very similar product, but I switched to this one because the one I was using was half pencil, half like felt pen, and I was going through the felt pen so fast, and I'm not good with pencils. I'm not good with eyebrow pencils. I never have. It's a thing. I don't want to talk about it. It looks rough, but I like this. I would say that I don't know if I'm into this shade. I might try to go like a shade lighter or something, because I do have it in my brows right now. I feel like it's a touch dark, but I kind of just live my life. I have dark eyebrow hair. It's black. My eyebrow is black. Okay, and I hate it when the product people put in their eyebrows is like 5 times lighter than their eyebrow hair, and I have a really thick eyebrow, so I would rather have thick eyebrows, like darker eyebrows, and have people be like, why are your eyebrows so dark? Then have people look, oh, those eyebrows. If I use like a blonde pen in my black eyebrow hair, it just wouldn't look good anyways. I really like this. I'm trying out the feathered brow. I'm trying to get better at it. It lasts forever. It doesn't like smudge off or anything, but it's easy to wash off it later. Lasts a relatively decent amount of time. It's quite pigmented at first, so you do need to be careful the first few times you use it, but I'm in love. I love it. Apart from the shade. And along with that, this is the best brow gel ever. This is from Refi. And I think it's called like the Sculpt and Hold or something like that. So it's this white color, and this is a huge brush. And then once you put that in, there's also this like brush thingy. I don't really use this part anymore. I just use the wand, but I have used this, and if you get like really clumpy, this does come in handy. Could also be a good eyelash comb this side. But this stuff holds it like glue. I do highly recommend waiting for it to dry before you try to go and draw your brows on. I prefer to use it before I draw my brows on, but if you want to use it afterwards, I think that's okay. Although if you put a lot of this on, it kind of has like a white cast, so that's why I prefer to use it first. But it holds really well. I have long, thick brows, not like the bushiest brows ever, but they're quite thick, and the tails are pretty long, so I've always struggled with them never going in the right direction, and I always just left it. But since I found this, I rarely have that problem unless I'm like changing my clothes a lot throughout the day, like putting a sweater on and off. Then they might let go, but that's very circumstantial. I feel like that's okay. So this brow gel, so good. This is one of the only things I've They're suede lip liners. They've done that, and I have a couple of them that I need to use up. But they're some of my favorite formulas. So this specific shade, I've used it all year. That's no surprise. When it comes to lipsticks, I think these two have been my favorite. My all-time favorite, y'all know, the NYX Matte Lip Cream in Cabo. But we have to ration her, so this one is very similar to that. I'd say it's a bit darker. So this is the Pixie by Petra liquid lipstick in Bare Beauty. First of all, this smells like lemon pie. Like lemon cheesecake or something. Like, it's so delightful. The formula is nice and thin, and it's just this like peachy shade. It's really nice. It wears really nice. It's super thin on the lips, and it's easy to. It wears off easy throughout the day, and it's easy to reapply on. So I love it, and huge fan of the green. Not the hugest fan of the like sharp packaging, but I'm just accident prone. So yeah, I've been loving this all year, and I've also been loving this one. I don't think this one's a surprise to anyone. So this is the Kaja Earhart lipstick in the shade Sweetheart. This is a nude. I'm a nude lipstick kind of gal. I see this a lot, but I wasn't when I was in my early 20s, like 19, 20, 21. I wore red lipstick like every day, and then I fell in love with nudes. Anyways, this is a pink, like a pinkier nude. So it's right there. This is pretty reminiscent of Too Faced Child Star. That used to be my favorite liquid lipstick, but I think they stopped making it. Probably because the name was not appropriate. But this is more of like a satin or a creamy lipstick. It's a tube lipstick. I normally don't go for tubes, but I'm starting to get into them definitely this year. But I really like this. I love everything I've ever tried from Kaja as well. I haven't really tried any of their other products because they're more aimed for drier skin. But what I love about this is when it wears off, it leaves like a pinky red stain. So it's so nice. It's just, and the stain doesn't last the whole day, but it lasts for like an hour or two. So that's really nice. Wears so easily off, super comfortable. What does it smell like? I don't know if it smells like anything. It doesn't smell great, to be honest. Sort of like a crayon, but the formula is really nice. I can handle scents like makeup smelling like makeup as long as after you put it on, the smell dissipates. But anyway, these two have definitely been my go-tos if I'm in a hurry and I'm like, I need to just kind of get lip makeup on, one or the other, or NYX Cabo. But we also like to save her for special occasions. When it comes to gloss, this has been the gloss I usually chuck on. This is from Allmer Cosmetics, and it's in the shade Coquetta. I've talked about this a lot, and I'm almost out of this gloss, but I'll swatch it. a weird makeup year for me, because I wasn't really into it as much as I normally am. But yes, these are the products I loved in 2021. I'm afraid I missed something. So be it. Another honorable mentions,